It's the Andy Griffith Show, Facts and Trivia, with your host, Bob Snap.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Andy Griffith Show, Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Today's video is on how Andy Griffith once explained why it was important that Don Knotts really was a worrier. Take a look. Barney Fife crouches with his gun in a dark barn full of cobwebs. Just behind him, escaped felon. He's after quietly climbs down a stepladder. Excitable deputy does not detect him. Through an open slot between loose barn boards, Sheriff Andy watches, and with a clear line of sight stopped the wanted man. Could have easily been the hero of the episode. But Andy wanted Barney to save the day, and Barney gets his man, the final episode of the first season, which centers on Barney. So instead of taking aim to cover his deputy's back, the sheriff picks up a rock and tosses it a metal can in the barn. Loud crashes startles Barney, who immediately whips around with his gun, going off wildly. The felon freezes, reinforcements rush in, and the end result, the deputy can hold his chest higher than usual, knowing that he did the real police work that he always wanted to do. Now, back in '60, Don Knotts was just getting used to playing Barney Fife, but he was gung-ho about the role. For prior 4 years, he'd been playing his famous nervous man character on the Steve Allen Show, and he was sick of being seen only as a trembling guy. In Barney Fife, he found the character that finally replaced the legacy of his nervous man. Every place I went, people asked me to shake for him. Knotts told the Miami Herald in '60. Now, when I go somewhere, folks just remember me much for all that jittery business. In the interview, Knotts explained how Barney Fife departed from his nervous man character. I'm not a timid deputy, he explained. The deputy is very ineffectual, though. You see, there's not much crime in a little town where I work, and this disturbs me because I study crime detection. So as a last resort, I end up running in jaywalkers. That same year, Andy Griffith told the Courier-Post that even though Knotts was never really the nervous man, Knotts did see the Andy Griffith Show as a way to recover from a prolonged state of worrying. He used to worry terribly about messing up a scene on the Steve Allen Show, which was filmed live. Don really is a worrier, Griffith said. He was a wreck around 4 years of live TV, and he's tickled with the assignment because it's much easier. Griffith agreed that taping the show relieved everybody's stress, and he credits Knotts for having honed his skills on live television. A lot easier to do this sort of thing on film, he said. I'd die if I were live. People didn't laugh. Outside of nightclubs, Broadway, and especially musicals, it's the hardest to do. In his interview, Knotts laughed, pointing out his character is only allowed one bullet in his gun. If I misbehave, the bullet's taken away from me, Knotts said. In one show, I get my finger caught in the pistol trigger guard and I can't get it out. Although Griffith told the Daily Item that year that you won't see a lot of slam-banging action in the show, fans know that a lot of the show's limited action centered on Barney. Knotts was excited about these action scenes, like the one in Barney Gets His Man. All sorts of things happen to me, he gushed. In one show, I hear a girl calling help police, so I jump into my radio car and speed to her rescue. I get there all right, but have trouble getting out of the car because I park against a mailbox and the door won't open. Another time I try to apprehend some real crooks and they capture me and tie me up, he continued. I even got so confused that I frisked my own mother. For not doing the character, Barney Fife gave him a reason to relax a little. But needing to be a nervous man as a character or to actually feel stressed by the pressures of performing live. And the results was one of the TV's all-time favorite characters. It's a spoof to talents like Knotts deserve platforms to really display all they can do. I got kind of tired shaking, he admitted. I guess it was the same old thing about being typed. And I didn't want to be cast only in shaking roles. Of course, by now we know that Knotts played all kinds of roles in movies and on TV, gifting viewers with an array of memorable, unique personas. As if Griffith could foresee his future for his co-star way back in '60, he told the Daily Item that his biggest hope for his debut show was that his name would stick with audiences, and he saw Knotts as a key factor of the show becoming as memorable as it did. Confidence is proof that Knotts never had anything to worry about at all, at least not when it came to impressing audiences. They just asked me to do the show, and I said, fine, Griffith said. maybe in a year or two, if they see the name often enough, people will connect my name with my face, or at least with Don Knotts. I think it's kind of funny and ironic that he did, after trying to get away from that, he did the movie The Shakiest Gun in the West. It was a really good movie if you haven't seen it, so check that out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget about classic rock and country music facts and trivia. Head on over there. Please subscribe. And have a great day. God bless you. I'll be praying for you.